And there's no question that I deal with mostly. And by the way, do I kind of look at something that feels better and think about something that feels better every day when this one's burning a little bit and old Stephen A is wearing my butt out over here? I do. I do that. But confuse that in my mind with taking steps, doing what it takes. I just paid 2 guys last year. Made Dak the highest paid player in the history of football.
Yeah, we'll get into that. $60 million a year.
Man,
we'll
get into what we need to get into, bruh. You dragging this shit out, bruh. To get into what we just did a whole whatever that people don't really care about, bruh. To keep it a bean. No disrespect to Jerry Jones, you a goat, bruh, for to being the owner, bruh. But at the same time, that's what we here for, bruh. This man talking about head and the ostriches and all that, bro. Come on, bro. Come on,
into that.
Go ahead.
Okay.
And CeeDee Lamb, $136 million. Yeah, we'll get into that.
My point is, I don't have a locked up hand on signing a big check to make this team better. I'll do it. I will do it.
Okay.
And I'll take the risk to do it, and I have done it, and I'm doing it now, and I'll do it again.
Why haven't you done it with Micah Parsons yet?
Well,
take your
let me
time.
say it just right.
Take your time.
I just was on a podcast with Michael for about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I invited him to bring Micah and come in since he's got a lot of experience negotiating with me. Michael does. And then by that negotiation 30 years ago, we've remained real associates for 30 years.
Right.
I said, Mike.
Yeah, that's a true relationship right there. That's definitely that. Now let's get into the nitty gritty, man.
But Michael, did you do your contract with an agent? No, no. But that was then. That's
right.
then. This is now. Okay. So I said, Michael, why don't you grab Micah? You're a big fan of his. Think a lot of him, and I do too. Why don't you get him in here? Be sure and pick up what I offered him. Be sure and pick that up when you come through the door on that deal right there. There's right now about 3 entities involved in the Micah Parsons deal that really count, and that's not to dismiss everything about the organization and the Cowboys.
What are the 3 entities?
Micah, me, sitting out there, and about a mile back is that agent. These are the 2 to get it done. Always has. And these are the 2 that be sitting there working it out when it hits the fan, when it's not between the lines on that contract. That's why I'm going to do it.
What exactly
My bad.
with you and Micah Parsons that has you in this position where you're so resolute in your stance right now? Exactly what happened?
First of all, I just asked Michael Irvin to grab Micah and come over and let's talk it over.
I agree.
Let's look at it.
I'm talking about what happened last March.
But I'm just saying, that's not resolute, and you have to take my word we did that. But here's my whole point, is that there is no question that we have negotiations, contrary to the agent's opinion that we're not negotiating. There's no question that we are, in the sense that he knows full well what I'll pay. Knows full well, okay, what we'll pay him. So there's no question that that's going. I'm very comfortable with that. Now let's look at the paperwork. I have Micah for 3 more years.
That's a fact.
I've got him on
This is where it really gets what we want to know.
the contract this year. I can franchise him the next year, and I can franchise him the next year. I have him 3 more years. Now, if you summed up what I'm going to pay him through what I'm going to pay him this year and those 2 years, it is much, much, much less. How about 60% of what I offered him? So I'm pointing out that there's a way that you look at it. What is this all about? What is this about?
That's what I'm getting to.
Stephen A., is that I'm going to say 12, 15% of the players in the NFL get 2/3 of the money. So that means that you've got to, when you start talking about these hundreds of millions of dollar commitments to a player, you've got to make sure you're right. One miss in that area makes up for paying 3 or 4 Pro Bowlers that are paid less than that out here. Those are critical things. That's why Dak Prescott's got all put together in the way that it did, with the deliberateness that it did. And that's why it took us 2 years of just these same circumstances to get to his contract. That's with Dak Prescott. That's been my experience.
I'm gonna.
Oh my God, y'all cook, bro. The reason why they waited on Dak is because he was a 4th round pick. Dak outplayed all expectations. Nobody really seen that coming from Dak Prescott until he got into the league. Yeah, we seen a little bit in Mississippi State, but not until he got into the league and that rookie year. And then Jerry still was unsure. That's why he had to play on the franchise tag those 2 years. If he was a 1st round pick, 2nd round pick, a high draft pick with coming into the league as he's supposed to be good, and he was actually good, he wouldn't have made it to the franchise tag. Did you see CeeDee Lamb make it to the franchise tag? He was a 1st round pick? No. Who else was a 1st round pick from the Dallas Cowboys that came to be actually good? Zach Martin. Did he make it to his franchise tag? No. So why are you doing it with Micah? He was expected, he was drafted to be good. This is about your ego. And you just won't let it go because you want for some odd reason you don't want his agent involved.
Come at you with it like this because you are my buddy. I'm unapologetic about that. That's right. You don't give a shit about what I have to say half the time. You're totally right. You're absolutely correct, okay? And I don't give a damn about throwing the criticism when I think it's warranted, but I love you. Here's the deal, Jerry. I've been on the record stating, here's where my discomfort lies. Jerry Jones has established himself as the creme de la creme, one of the elite businessmen in the history of sports. $12.8 billion is $12.8 billion. You're worth over $16 billion according to several publications, okay? Money is no longer your problem, Jerry, okay? All I'm thinking about is you've been negotiating for decades. You've been negotiating before Micah Parsons was even conceived, was even thought about being conceived. That is a child compared to you at the negotiating table. So for somebody as accomplished as Jerry Jones to sit across from Micah Parsons and engaging any kind of negotiation, how does that make sense to anybody outside of yourself? Because we know he's a football player. You're a businessman. I would not sit across from you at the negotiating table. I would send my representative to sit across from Jerry Jones. I'm not going to try to negotiate with you. I don't have a prayer. What are you to expect from Micah Parsons in that regard? What do you say?
He's done as much negotiating as I've done, got there by simple miles.
Okay.
Not winning awards, but by simple miles. You know the only way to get things done, there's no bargains. The only way to get things done is get to where you're going, where both parties can live with it. Okay. Both parties can live with it. That's the art. But I know that, and that does show me. I'm the general manager of this team. I'm not the owner. I am the owner, but I'm the general manager, have been since the day we opened. Mm-hmm. All contracts have been under my purview since we've been doing it, and the negotiations associated with it. Although I've got some great people. Number one, Stephen, who's as a chemical engineer, so he ought to know how to negotiate. My whole point is, I fully understand the difference in experience. Now let me add something to this. Micah Parsons is brilliant, really.
I'm not questioning his brilliance.
He's not only as an athlete, he actually is mentally. And he is very, very, very capable. The only one that I've ever seen that really matched him, and we'll put Michael in there because we did negotiate, was Charles Haley. Maybe one of the best money negotiators that I've ever been around, and there was a player to get it done. So it is very, very possible, because just like you have advisors, they have advisors.
Hey, back in the day though, them starter Jones, bro, was tough. Hold on.
So
them starter jackets was like that, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. Them starter jackets was like that. They need to bring them Jones back.
it is very, very possible, because just like you have advisors, they have advisors. And Micah's got agent.
Yeah. David
And that
Mulligetta,
agent-
to be exact.
And that agent is within a phone call of talking about any detail that was there and was available with any detail that was there. We have agreed on how long this is going to be, and we've agreed on the amount of guarantees it's going to be.
You and Micah.
The package is the biggest ever paid a non-quarterback. That's where we are.
Right.
That's where we are.
But, Jerry,
That's why he feels so disrespected, because it's like, I'm paying you the most money. So what? So now you got to think about it. What is the nail in the road? What is the roadblock to which they can't get this deal done? Is it the years? It can't, because the way Jerry talking about it, it's not the money. Is it the guaranteed money? Is it the years? Is it the language within the contract? What is it? What is it?
Because a third party, rather than me and Micah,
Right.
has got to come in. Why? Because he's got to get his fingerprint on it?
come
Okay?
on, Jerry.
Come on, please. He's got to get his fingerprint on it? All right? You tell me. I'm just telling you.
Right.
Okay?
I'm not
Because
challenging
He
you.
wasn't there. Well, I'm just telling you, though. I'm not challenging you either. But there's no need for him to come into this agreement except to look at all of the details of the agreement and all the fine print and all of that. But then he's got to sit here and say, well, is that something that Mike ought to live with? Or should he take playing under this year's contract and be franchised for 2 more years after that?
But Jerry-
Which one?
But Jerry, you told me, think about this. Let's backtrack. Last year we're talking, and you're talking about life and how beautiful life is. You know, having purview over the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, being the GM of the Dallas Cowboys, being around young folks, keeping you young. And there's so much stuff that youngsters don't get. And how the world has changed and how you've had to evolve with these changes. Micah Parsons is not 50. He's 25, 26 years old now. He wasn't around. So when you were doing things the way that you have always done it, he wasn't even born yet. He doesn't know. So he comes into this world now. He has representation. They're telling you, this is how business is done these days. All of the other owners capitulate and adapt to that because they recognize these kids are not what they used to be. It's changed now.
Can I interrupt you
Sure,
a second?
please.
You're not talking to the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. You're talking to the general manager of the Cowboys.
That's y'all problem. That is the problem. The Dallas Cowboys, they probably would have won a championship, a Super Bowl within them 30 years, bruh. I guarantee you. Because when they was winning and they was running the ball and they had that O-line and they had DeMarco Murray, then came Ezekiel Elliott and all that. A lot of people were saying that was Steven. A lot of people were saying that was, you know what I'm saying, Jerry wanted to draft Johnny Manziel. He wanted the splash player, you know what I'm saying. It was a lot of them drafting Travis Frederick and Zach Martin and all these, you know what I'm saying, core pieces. But a lot of people were saying that, you know, Jerry wants the splash plays, which was, you know, the CD Lambs of the world, you know what I'm saying. Because if you think about it, that season, they didn't really need CeeDee Lamb because they had a nice receiving core. They just added him to it. It's like, yeah, bro, like, that. I think him being the general manager and the owner, just be the owner, bro. Just be the owner.
And so all these teams, owners, may not be involved. But in this case, I am the general manager. My job is to do the contract. My job is to sit down. What is at issue here, Stephen? What's at issue is not whether I should be negotiating the contract. The issue is who I negotiated with. I'm standard. I'm operating in my shoes here. I'm the general manager and have been since I bought the team. So I negotiated Herschel Walker. I negotiated all the contracts.
That's right.
Okay. Do I have a lot of help? Do I have plenty of fabulous help to go do it?
Andrew,
But
Stephen,
that is my job. That's different than the owner. Okay. And if for 1 second, if I had not thought that Micah had within the phone right there, step in the bathroom, go anywhere you want to go, or leave and talk to him, could not have his attorneys. Hope he's got 3 of them. And I hope he's got 3 agents. And I'm not trying to, I know I sound condescending, but I'm not trying to be. There is no question that he had people to advise him. And these things, these contracts are that long. The reason I'm taking this position is what's not in the contract. And that's where in years to come, when you're laying...
So basically what he's saying, not to cut him off, basically what he's saying is this is a good contract. He's saying this is a great contract, and I don't know why you even need... The contract is so good, you don't need the agent. That's what I think that he's getting at. This contract is so good for you, Micah Parsons, that you don't even need your agent, but Micah Parsons is insisted on his agent being a part of the negotiations.
$1 million on somebody. When you're doing that, you want to understand. Now, that's different than the rest of the guys on the team. Okay? Now, that guy right there needs a leadership role. Micah could be one of the best leaders ever. Could be one of the best leaders. Right. But guess what? Other stuff happens along the way. Always does. Always does. Guess who's there? Guess who is there wanting to be there, if no other reason, to protect my relationship, protect the Cowboys and what have you. But as that document has said, I mean, I'm there. I'm there with district attorneys. I'm there with all the other guys. That's why I want to do it, and that's why we want to. Michael came in from Saudi Arabia. Called me from Saudi Arabia. Coming in.
Michael Irvin.
Micah
Parsons. Got it.
Coming in, want to talk. Now, he says he didn't want to talk necessarily about a negotiation, but he wanted to talk.
Okay.
Okay? Jerry, can I have your cell number? I don't ever give anybody my cell number.
That is true.
I want to give you my cell number. We negotiate, we go back and forth, we come through, we go the next day, we negotiate, get it all done. I get a call. I don't want you to call me anymore. Micah, don't call me anymore.
He said
so
that to you?
we haven't called.
Micah Parsons said to you, I don't want you to call me anymore.
Don't call me anymore. Don't call me anymore.
After calling you,
that's correct.
And
well,
igniting a negotiation, he turns around and exchanging numbers
negotiate
and
negotiating. Don't call me anymore.
And then he calls you back and said, "Don't call. I don't want you to call me anymore."
The agent calls. He says, "We need to start a negotiation with Micah." Guy says, "Well, we have negotiated. We'll send you over the deal. Proverbially, just keep it. I won't tell you where to put it, but just keep it. We're going to start a negotiation." Okay? We've had the negotiation, period.
Jerry, somebody picking up the phone and calling you, negotiating with you, and Micah, you're absolutely, Micah's a brilliant brother. He's smart. I certainly didn't mean to cast any kind of come across.
And by the way, it's not a signed contract, which makes it no contract.
Understood. I understand that. I'm certainly not trying to dilute or minimize his intellect by any stretch of the imagination, what he's capable of. I'm simply pointing to you. I'm saying I get where you're coming from. But Jerry, you are a billionaire. I understand the GM. I'm talking to the GM, not just the owner. But considering your extensive experience negotiating over the years, what about a pass? What about he's 25, he's 26, he made a mistake. All right, I'll talk to his agent because he is an elite player for us. He's going to help us win football games. What about that thought process?
Stephen A., can you see, look across the first field and look out at the red border that would be the top
yes,
pilot?
I'm looking at it.
I stood there on our last day of mini camps talking with Micah. Have your agent call me.
You told him that?
Call me, yes.
You told him that?
Have your agent call me. Have your agent call me. Have your agent call me. Okay? My point is, in the spirit of not doing the old mother-dad deal, how many times have you seen the little rascal so clever go in there and mama told him, you're not going to get it. and goes in to Daddy, who only sees him after 5 in the afternoon, wants to love him, and says, "You can have it, son. You can have that before dinner." And he goes back in and says, "Mama, Daddy said I could have it." That's the old mom, dad, been around since the beginning of time. I'm not gonna go for that shit here. That's what's happening.
You're not going for it.
I'm not going for it. No, no.
Does that mean?
No, I'm just sitting down, and what I've said, I've asked people to come in.
See, when he get that analogy, it comes back down to what is that? What does he want that you're not offering that the agent wants to negotiate for him to have? It's got to be fully guaranteed. It's got to be fully guaranteed. I think he wants fully guaranteed. I think he wants a fully guaranteed contract. I think that's what he wants. I'm starting to put it together a little bit. And now I'm starting to believe Jerry a little bit more than that. Like, I don't know about the Micah Parsons telling him not to call him no more. That's a little bit egregious. That's a little bit, you know what I'm saying? That's a bit much, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, this is the man that's paying you millions of dollars. This is the man that's paying you millions of dollars, but you are a high profile athlete that if you still, like he said, he still got you for 3 years. This year and 2 more franchise tags. Unless somebody come with an offer to where as though, you know what I'm saying, I think, yeah, unless somebody come with an offer that's going to really, really move Jerry Jones, then he legally, contract wise, he still has him for 3 years. But I'm starting to come to the conclusion that they did sit down and talk. He did offer him a lot of money. It did probably move Micah Parsons and it made him feel good. He talked to his agent about it. His agent said, "Well, shoot, maybe we can get a fully guaranteed." That sounded even more intriguing to Micah. And Micah probably said, "Hey, I want to do it with my agent now." And now Jerry Jones is like, "Okay, so let's talk to the agent." The agent probably said, "We want a fully guarantee." And he's like, "No, I don't want to fully guarantee it. Because it can't be the money and it can't be the years. It's got to be the guarantee."
Yeah, sit down and work through it. But we've had a very, very strong negotiation. Now, by the way, frankly, it wouldn't have made any difference what the negotiation was. Guess who has to be comfortable for this to work?
Micah.
And who else?
You.
Hello. There's not room for a third. There's not room for a third. This will be a good one. This will be a good one.
Are you willing?
He loves it though. He loves it. Oh my God. Just to see like a businessman in his competitive state, it's intriguing to see. It's intriguing to see because that's the only thing that I can see that they disagree. I don't really think it's the agent for real. I mean, I think that the agent wants more, and he put that battery in Micah Parsons' back, and Micah Parsons probably believes that he can get it. But that's what it gotta be. It can't be the years. It can't be the money. It's gotta be the guaranteed dollars. He probably wants a fully guaranteed contract, and we know how owners feel about fully guaranteed contract. That's the only thing.
Not that you have to, because like you said, you got him under contract for the next 3 years.
Thank you. That's all you need to say.
Yeah, but wait a minute. No, Jerry, because he has asked to be traded. How did that hit you? Based on what you just articulated in terms of a conversation you had with him, okay, he called you, you didn't call him, you exchanged numbers, then he turns around and tells you, according to you, don't call me anymore, call my representation, and then in the aftermath of all of that, he's asking for a trade. How are you feeling at that particular moment? I know you said it's just business, it's a negotiation, but how are you feeling when you heard the news that he demanded or he asked to be traded?
Well, first of all, let's go to the personal aspect of it. I sat with Micah one of the few times that I've done that with a player. I sat with Micah at the Super Bowl, and I sat with him at the Big 12 championship game, he and his family, and we have that kind of relationship. I mean, I feel very comfortable about Micah, the person involved. I feel very, very comfortable about that. So how do I feel about it? How I feel about it is that there takes two to tango here, not three. There takes two. And we can sit down. It's completely ludicrous. You can have papers that high going through, and add two more to his agency, and we'll add one more to the attorneys and go through the detail of a contract. That's BS about you've got to have somebody to do the paperwork and what have you. Do you agree with what I'm saying generally? Somebody else looks at the paperwork.
I agree with what you're saying, Jerry. If you and Mike are of the same accord, if he is of the mindset that he feels his representation needs to be there with him because that's where his comfort level lies, I don't see anything wrong with that either, because that's the way it goes in this day and age with players and representatives.
Thank you. Let me tell you the way it goes too this day and age. Dak came in 3 years ago, and wanted to redo an existing contract. We didn't get it done, and he played under the contract that he had.
He played under the franchise tag. He played under his rookie contract and the 2 franchise tags, and he got hurt on that franchise tag. Y'all did him right though, but y'all could have said the thing is y'all could have said, well, you're injury prone, or that injury might affect you later on in your career. We don't want to pay you all these dollars. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a risk more for the player than it is for the franchise or the owner or the GM when you play on a franchise tag. That's why you try to get the deal done before they start reaching those franchise tag years.
And then we tried again, and we didn't get it done, and he played under the contract he had. That's the way it goes. That is the way it goes. Yeah. And that's what happened. If you didn't have that, you wouldn't have any order in any of this stuff around the league. So
that's not true.
My position is real clear. Now, what am I doing? You hit on something a minute ago. You said, well, Jerry, all your money, all of that kind of stuff, and what have you. This isn't my money. This is the team's money. This is the money that goes to building the team. Every team in the NFL gets a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
And a certain way to pay it out over the years. Everybody has the same. It is very competitive on who does it better there, just like blocking and tackling, the one that does it the best.
Yes.
And the ones that can get Micah, the greatest supporting cast around him, that's the ones that will end up having the most success. That's what's going on here. It's not about me begrudging Micah getting $1 that I'm coming out. And I don't think anybody misunderstands that.
No.
I'm sitting here trying to put the team and keep the team in the way that we see.
But you're doing it so wrong. That's the thing. You're doing it so wrong. If you're saying that you're trying to build a team with the cap that you have, that everybody else in the league has, then pay them ahead of time. So when they do get to that, if you wait longer, you pay more. If you wait longer and they continue to grow and be better and put up numbers and see other players get this, and this, their stock rises, you have to pay more. If you don't want to pay, I'm pretty sure that if they become a free, let's just say this. Micah Parsons plays under this year and the 2 franchise tags. He said, I don't want to play for the Dallas Cowboys no more. I don't want to play for Jerry Jones no more. He becomes a free agent. He could still be the highest paid non-quarterback once he becomes a free agent, and any team can get him if they got the money. I think it's a team in the NFL, like they have so much cap space. I forgot which team they named, but it's a team that it's always a team that has so much cap space that they can spend, just like what Cleveland did with Deshaun Watson. When they had all that cap space and they put all that money into Deshaun Watson. That can happen for Micah if he decides, you know what, I don't even want that contract you're offering me. I'm going to play this contract out. I'm going to play this year, the next 2 years, and then I'll get my big contract, and I'll be the highest paid non-quarterback or the highest paid player in the league, maybe, depending on who, if he's really, really, you know what I'm saying, about the money and not really winning. But it's going to be a team that has that type of cap space. If you're talking about building the team in a certain dynamic, you're doing it wrong. Why do you think Carson Wentz got paid before Dak? The Eagles get their deals done early. Carson Wentz and Dak came in at the same time. You waited an extra 3 years to pay Dak. Carson Wentz got his money in 3 years. Even if it didn't pan out, you can still recover from it if it doesn't work out. You can still recover from it. A la draft Jalen Hurts. You see what I'm saying?
Is the best way to put it on the field. Now, we need Micah to win. We do need.
Do you
him
feel
to
that
win.
way?
Well, of course I do.
Okay.
I do believe
feel like
it. Yeah, I think he
we
do.
need him to win.
Yes.
And I'm confident we'll have Micah to win. I can't imagine anybody sitting out for 3 years at all for that kind of go.
So is that
but
your-
I will say this. We sure need to do a good job here. I do. We do, the Cowboys, and the terms that we get Micah and the other players to play.
Let me put you on the spot. Are you saying that Micah needs to be willing to sit out for the next 3 years before he wears another uniform other than the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, let me say this, because we passed on that right there. As you well know, an existing player on a team, if somebody is talking to him or his, that is a tremendous violation.
Yes.
You get a lot of draft picks if somebody should happen to be talking about that. Other than me, other than an assignee of mine, or other
Like
than
Steven or
me,
somebody, yep.
other than me, any talk of trading is BS. There's nothing to it. It's just nothing to it, because everybody knows that you're not going to play for 3 years. Everybody knows that. That's not going to happen. And everybody knows that Micah's a key ingredient.
That's why I said you have to play the contract out. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. You can't unless see, they're like, okay, so they have to okay it. The Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, have to okay it for other teams to talk to Micah about trading or talk to the team, or we are accepting offers. You feel what I'm saying? Like when Lamar Jackson was going through his thing, they made him, they put him on the franchise tag, but they made him like, I forgot the terms of it or the name of it, to where as though other teams can now offer the Baltimore Ravens, you know what I'm saying, certain packages to see if they're going to take it, or you know what I'm saying, because because during Lamar Jackson's negotiations, you know what I'm saying, it got to the point to where as though, you know what they are asking for, which was probably a fully guaranteed contract at the time. The Ravens wasn't willing to do that. So the Ravens kind of did Lamar a solid by like basically opening up the floodgates, like, okay, let's see what teams are going to offer us for him, and none of the teams offered anything that was intriguing enough for them to say, okay, we'll take that, y'all can have Lamar Jackson. You dig what I'm saying? This is not the case with Micah Parsons. With Micah Parsons, he's still under his rookie contract now, and once he gets to the franchise tag years, if he wants to, I forgot the name of it. Is it the unrestricted franchise tag or whatever the case may be? Jerry Jones can now say, okay, we are accepting. What is your offers for him? We still have him, but we are now accepting offers to see what y'all are willing to give us for Micah. But at this time of right now, he can't play for another team. He can only probably retire, sit out the next 3 years, probably 2 years. I don't think about 3 years, 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Or like I said, he can play this year, the next franchise tag, get all your money. Stay healthy, get all your money. Because franchise tags, those are guaranteed dollars. When you play on the franchise tag, that is guaranteed dollars. Guaranteed dollars. You dig what I'm saying? Get your money, and then you become an unrestricted free agent. That's the thing, though. Are you willing to play these next 3 years out become an unrestricted free agent. I played your contract out, and you don't want the money that Dallas is going to give you because you don't want to play for this man. Is it that serious, or are we bullshitting? That's what we getting to. That's what we getting to. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that we got this is the nitty gritty that what we wanted to talk about with this interview. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith. This was a great interview. You dig what I'm saying? He asked some great questions. It was, but like I said, man, Dallas Cowboys and the Dallas Cowboy fan base, your owner is just different. A lot of owners won't do this. A lot of GMs won't do this. Especially with a key or the franchise the franchise player. It's hard to say a franchise player isn't a quarterback on a football team. That's how good Micah Parsons is. And that's how subpar Dak is. And you're paying him the most money in the NFL. So how really is your team building with the cap skills? Because Philly is doing it way better than you. I know for sure my Kansas City Chiefs is doing it way better than you. You dig what I'm saying? The Rams, they've won a Super Bowl. There's not too many doing it better than you, but it is some players, some teams doing it better than you. You've gotten away with it because Daniel Snyder was in your division. You know what I'm saying? The Philly had they woes when they was going through what they was going through. You know what I'm saying? The Giants, after Eli, couldn't get it together. I don't know, man.